Gunfire echoed across the fields, accompanied by the roar of helicopter blades slicing through the air. From above, vast stretches of farmland came into view, scarred by tracks left behind by herds of wild boars. These aerial operations provided a clear perspective of the damage, showing just how destructive the animals could be. Helicopter-based hunting, though costly, offered unique advantages. From the sky, the landscape was fully visible, with no obstacles to block the line of sight. Wild boars, which typically rely on vegetation and terrain for cover, had nowhere to hide. However, the presence of helicopters often caused the herds to scatter chaotically, making accurate targeting more challenging. During such pursuits, hunters focused on isolating individual animals that broke away from the group. Precise marksmanship was critical, as each shot had to be carefully calculated. When successful, wild boars were quickly subdued, reducing the risk of further crop destruction. On the ground, the situation was no less tense. Fields heavily damaged by wild boars highlighted the scale of the problem. Teams often relied on advanced equipment, including binoculars for long-range spotting and high-powered firearms designed to operate effectively even at considerable distances. Coordinated teamwork ensured that every opportunity was maximized, from identifying targets to carrying out precise actions. In some instances, wild boars charged unexpectedly from dense vegetation, creating dangerous close encounters. Trained hounds were sometimes used to track or corner the animals, though this added further intensity to already high-stakes situations. Quick reflexes and calm decision-making were essential to avoid accidents in these unpredictable moments. The challenges of hunting in swamp environments, such as those found in Louisiana, were particularly demanding. Local traditions and folklore often describe these pursuits as a battle not only with the animals themselves, but also with fate. Wild boars, equipped with sharp tusks and immense strength, posed serious risks to anyone confronting them at close range. Every track left in the mud was seen as a warning of potential danger. Despite the hazards, teams pressed forward with determination. The combination of skill, equipment, and strategy allowed them to meet the challenges head-on. Beyond simply reducing animal populations, these hunts were also viewed as efforts to protect farmland, maintain balance in the ecosystem, and preserve livelihoods threatened by the destructive habits of wild boars. A swift and precise strike brought the animal down instantly, removing another immediate threat in the blink of an eye. Soon after, the sharp bark of dogs echoed across the landscape, signaling the presence of yet another wild boar nearby. Within moments, the animal emerged, and a single shot was enough to subdue it. Despite the rising sun, the pursuit continued without pause. The determination to protect farmland and restore balance remained unwavering. Each encounter was met with focus and precision, ensuring that every step forward reduced the risk posed by these destructive animals. In nearby fields, the situation grew equally intense. Teams used off-road vehicles to cover difficult terrain, moving swiftly to intercept their targets. From a distance, dark shapes moved rapidly across the fields, and well-timed shots brought them down before further damage could occur. Hunting dogs played a critical role, driving wild boars from dense vegetation such as sugarcane fields. At times, the animals charged with immense force, creating highly dangerous confrontations. Quick reflexes and accurate shooting were essential to prevent injuries during these sudden encounters. As daylight began to fade, the pursuit pressed on. Teams circled fields carefully, watching for subtle signs of movement. When wild boars finally emerged from cover, decisive actions ensured the targets were swiftly neutralized. Clean, precise shots minimized suffering and brought the conflict to an end quickly. Across different regions, wild boars have grown increasingly aggressive. They invade fertile farmland, damage crops, contaminate water sources, and disrupt the lives of rural communities. To address these escalating challenges, hunting teams combine skill, coordination, and specialized equipment in an effort to restore balance between human activity and the natural environment. From lowland fields to mountainous terrain, each encounter demonstrates both the persistence of the animals and the determination of those tasked with managing their numbers. Whether tracking faint traces in the snow or confronting sudden charges in dense thickets, the outcome depends on precision, discipline, and cooperation. These efforts highlight not only the dangers posed by unchecked wild boar populations, but also the resilience required to contain them. The struggle is ongoing, reflecting the delicate balance between humanity's need for protection and the powerful survival instincts of nature's most formidable creatures. While scanning the terrain, a wild boar heading toward its shelter appeared in the field of view. The animal's movements were tracked carefully, and a precise shot struck its body, bringing it down instantly onto the white snow. Another danger was eliminated before further damage could occur. Deeper within the forest, another wild boar was sighted. As soon as its silhouette came into view, a ready stance was taken, and a single decisive shot ended the threat in an instant. This brought a halt to the destruction the animal's hooves had been causing across the land. In New South Wales, one of Australia's most vital agricultural regions, farming generates billions of dollars every year. Yet, this fertile area now faces an escalating threat from invasive wild boars. These animals tear through the land, uprooting soil, destroying crops, and causing tens of millions of dollars in losses annually. To protect farmland and rural communities, organized hunting teams have mobilized across the country. The ongoing struggle is not only about managing numbers, but also about safeguarding livelihoods. At dawn, preparations begin as gear is loaded and vehicles move toward designated points. Teams spread out across pre-planned locations, waiting in silence for the first signs of movement. Without warning, a massive wild boar, its body weighing several hundred pounds, bursts into view at close range. The sudden appearance shatters the quiet tension of the forest. In that split second, a sharp crack of gunfire rings out. The animal collapses instantly, its charge halted before it could cause harm. The silence returns, heavy and fleeting, before it is once again broken by the sounds of chaos in nearby fields. Across the open terrain, entire herds emerge, moving with startling speed as they tear through the dry soil, leaving deep ruts in their wake. Dust clouds rise into the air, and gunfire follows swiftly. Some of the animals fall where they stand, struck down by well-placed shots, but many others scatter with remarkable agility, disappearing into the safety of dense thickets and undergrowth. For the hunters, this marks only the beginning of a long pursuit. To ensure none are overlooked, coordination becomes the lifeline of the operation. Teams remain in constant contact through radio communication, marking key locations and predicting possible escape routes. Within minutes, fresh sightings are reported: large individuals weaving through tall grasses, their dark silhouettes barely visible, or hiding deep within dry brush where camouflage is their strongest ally. With patience and precision, hunters adjust their positions. When the moment is right, clean, carefully aimed shots bring the animals down, each success reducing the risk of further destruction to nearby farmland. In more challenging situations, hunting dogs are released into the thickest vegetation, their sharp noses and relentless energy driving hidden animals into the open. The sudden bursts of movement create moments of chaos, as multiple boars charge or scatter at once. It is in these tense seconds that skill and discipline are most severely tested. Even under pressure, precise gunfire finds its mark, ensuring that several of the fleeing animals are subdued before they can escape back into the wild. Yet, despite these victories, the task is far from simple. Wild boars are known for their rapid reproduction and adaptability, allowing their numbers to swell at an alarming pace. Their relentless presence continues to threaten farmland, uproot crops, damage natural habitats, and even contaminate water sources. Each operation, no matter how successful, is but one step in a much larger and ongoing struggle. Through persistence, organization, and finely honed methods, hunting teams press forward with determination. Their combined efforts not only protect the livelihood of farming communities, but also play an essential role in restoring balance to fragile ecosystems. The struggle against these resilient and destructive animals is continuous, but every coordinated action brings the countryside closer to stability, even if only for a moment in time.